congratulations for being here, for being part of the Wealth Creation Mastermind, for being in this life-changing material. And as you know, we are into our first book, The Science of Getting Rich, and by Wallace Wattles. And yes, we are into chapter 10, 11, and 12. The message, the takeaway is in this particular segment is acting in the certain way. We've already covered the importance of thought and thinking in the certain way, and we'll touch on that a little bit as we go, but the entire intention of the WCM, the Wealth Creation Mastermind, is to first of all get you into a success mindset, thinking in a very specific way so that you are able to create your vision in your life. And the bigger the vision, the stronger, more powerful it is, the more fuel you can attract to your fire. And these three chapters, as has been already mentioned, are right into the heart of the content. Now, yes, and I want to commend all of you who are current with the content, staying up on the reading, going back and reading it, contemplating it, thinking about it. As you know, Wallace Wattles advises everybody to read this material on a daily basis until you've memorized it, internalized it, and made it secondary. And this further use of the will, as we know, our willpower, one of our mental faculties, is to be used with the male polarity, the conscious, the objective, the volitional part of the mind. And one of the things that is called for in the further use of the will is the discipline of choice. One of the things that unfortunately takes place in the majority of the population is the failure to retain a true and clear vision of the wealth that you want to create, the vision for your life that you hold for yourself. And if you're constantly turning your attention either, to an internal or external imagery, but failing to choose, failing to focus, failing to stay dialed in on your vision for yourself, then what you're doing is you're sending mixed messages out into infinite intelligence. And that failure to choose, that failure to employ the mental faculty of willpower is the reason that we're not receiving what we're envisioning. So the question to be asked on a regular, constant basis is, what am I thinking now, to be mindful and to develop this mental muscle of will, of really finding your North Star of alignment with your vision for the wealth of your future self, of the self that you want to be, and start becoming that person right now. Live as though you already have it, and maintaining that clear vision. There's just nothing more important. So you really need to start paying attention. Who am I hanging out with? What kind of conversations are we having? Am I getting distracted and sucked into a pity party? All right, as an example, that doesn't serve you at all. So concentrate on the power of truth. The truth is abundance. The truth is health. The truth is plenty. All right, we are living in an abundant universe where energy is surrounding us and available to all of us at all times. So, what are you reading? What are you watching on YouTube? What are the social media engagements that you spend time in? And just get very, very, very good at being observant and mindful. This is the further use of the will. All right? It's not something that you can do every once in a while and get the results of controlling your life and controlling your destiny and having full volition of who you are, what you do, and what you become. And the other thing is, see it big for everybody. See it now, want it now, see it big, and do that not just for yourself, but remember, this is the creative method. What is the creative method? It's where everybody receives more of the natural abundance that flows through and to all of us. So what we do is we never see the poverty, we never see the lack, we never see the mean. What we always see is the abundance that's coming to everybody. So when you are, and we are in this evolutionary spiral upward. This is the life that we are part of. We are evolutionary beings in an evolutionary universe, in an evolutionary cosmos that is coming back more and more and more to the center, which is the all, which is the Almighty, which is infinite intelligence. And so rather than looking back over your shoulder, looking in the rear view mirror of life, where we have been, where we have come from, always look out the windshield and always see in the future grand abundance, prosperity for everybody instead of poverty, and think of that as coming to everybody. What is the noblest aim of life? It is to become wealthy. And yet, it's to become wealthy with the creative method, thinking abundance for all, thinking adding value. This is what we're doing here together, is we're adding value to everybody who participates with us by sharing this creative method of thought and action with them. And to be sucked in to the competitive is to be Lucy Liu in Kill Bill, running around with a samurai sword looking for your next opponent to kill. All right? That is the competitive mind. The noblest aspect of life is to get rich with the creative method and help others to do the same. And by becoming great, you have achieved more, become more, have almost unlimited power of expansion and fuller expression. So your moral and spiritual greatness is possible only by getting out of the competitive battle, the squabble, the mean, and getting into the creative plane of, first of all, see it in your mind, have full faith, full purpose, full belief, and we're going to be talking about efficient action in just a minute, but completely sweep off the table the degrading influence of competition and aspire to greatness, to the greatest vision that you can have for yourself and for everyone else. Because, there is nothing better than aiming for greatness, for being noble, for becoming rich with the creative method. So what you do is you fix your mental picture on the image that you've created in your mind of your future. You see your boat, your yacht, your private plane, your magnificent home, your gorgeous, wonderful love life, your fulfilling relations, your participation in community, your healthy, wonderful, vibrant family, the good, the abundance that you are spreading, the way you are lifting others up, and the way you are setting an example for others by becoming wealthy and abundant physically, intellectually, and spiritually, traveling, being, doing, having, wherever you want, and doing it with the creative method. That is what inspires and lifts others up. All right, and you close your mind completely like a locked door, like a safe that's been shut and locked, and the combination spun, closing your mind, all that may tend to shake your belief, dim your vision, quench your belief in your future self, and you become like an atlas, right? You become a mental giant by using this further use of the will to focus, to believe, to constantly maintain that beautiful, glistening vision of your future. And this is true. So no matter how maybe teeny you are on the outside, on the inside, you are an atlas holding up your world, your future world. Now, the reason that others remain poor is because they're mentally weak. they do not have, they do not employ that further use of the will to discipline that mental aspect. Now, when you want to go from point A to point B, there is only one way to get there. There's only one shortest distance, and that is the scientific method. That is the scientific method of thinking and acting. And it's, make no mistake, you are on a journey that is as perilous as traversing the Arctic, all right? Without equipment. You've got to maintain a vision of where you're going and don't stray. And there is only one way of thinking scientifically, and that is to maintain your vision, faith, purpose, belief, and conviction, and gratitude. Overwhelming, abundant gratitude. And so that is why it's imperative to memorize this material. Further use of the will then gets right into acting. Because thinking will not magically materialize your future life. You have to act. You have to combine thought and action together. So that is why acting in the specific, certain way, you are becoming an atlas. You are carrying the world of your future self on your shoulders, but you have to stand up. You have to lift up. And the way you do that is through combining thought, thinking in the certain way, with acting, combining thought and acting together. Because at this point, we can't think of, manifestation and poof, it materializes. What happens is infinite intelligence is taking action in all these different channels, but through channels that already exist for us. So, it's as though you've already thought of your future. Your future's on the other side of this doorway. And you've created that, and that impelling power has caused the creative force to already act. It's already bringing you what you want. But what happens is you've got to walk up to that doorway, open that doorway, and compel yourself, move your feet to walk through. You must take action. Thinking in a certain way will bring the riches to you, but you must not rely upon thought alone, paying no attention to personal action, because first you must have the idea, solidify it with a plan, and then act. Only by action do you receive. By thought, the thing you want is brought to you. By action, you receive it. So this is the scientific method. It works like math. It works like addition or division or subtraction or multiplication. And it consists of getting very clear. Know what you want to be, do, and have on the physical, intellectual, and spiritual planes. On all three, ask yourself, who am I? What do I want to be, do, and have physically? What are the things that I want around me? What are the stimulations that I want from my mind? How do I want to travel? Where do I want to see? Where do I want to go? And spiritually, what do I stand for? What am I becoming? What contributions am I making? How am I lifting up the race? What kind of an impact am I having? So have this definite purpose, mix it with gratitude and faith, and maintain it through the further use of the will, and then take, what does it lead to? What does an idea and a plan lead to? It leads naturally and gracefully into action, without which nothing happens. Where can you act? Can you act yesterday? Can you act where you have been? Can you act where you are going? Can you act where you're thinking? No. Where are we? What do we have? Do we have a minute from now? Do we have a minute ago? We have where? What? Now. Only now. Only the infinite, everlasting now. So it makes no good to think about what you're going to act in the future. Act now and make that action efficient. In other words, successful. So the only time to act is now. The only place where we can act is now, But what we do, and this is the scientific method of acting and thinking in a certain way, we connect our vision of who we want to be, do, and have with what we are doing now. When I'm writing my blogs, I'm thinking of the team of 1 million strong that we're creating. When I'm sending an email to our digital marketing partners, I'm thinking of the result that we are creating together. So you combine thought and action. So whatever your action is, it can be swinging a hammer, right? But as you're swinging a hammer, you are thinking about the future that you are building for yourself, all right? So you combine thought and action together, and then you take efficient action. And this is paramount as well. See, you only advance by being larger than your present place, and you can only do that by being bigger than you are and leaving nothing you can leave nothing undone, because the only way the world ever advances, the only way you ever become all that you can become, is more than filling your current place. And only you can do that. So it's all you can do. But the good news is all you can do is enough. But if you are seriously not doing and that doesn't mean scampering around, multitasking, trying to juggle a zillion balls at once and doing everything poorly. No. It means what you are doing now, do it completely, do it with as much advanced, concept as possible. So always ask yourself, what more can I do to add value to what I'm doing now? What can I do now to more than fill my present place? What can I do to advance beyond my current station? Don't say, what's the least I can do to get by with as little as possible? That will never, ever advance anybody. So the only way to have a successful life is to combine a series of successful days to a series of successful weeks, successful months, become successful years, and that leads by nature to a successful life. You can't fail. All right? How do you do that? Look, just ask yourself, if there's something that can be done today and you don't do it, you failed regardless of that thing and the consequences, because you don't know all of the different combinations that are being put together. That's, the infinite intelligence is already opening the channels, and if you miss a detail or a trivial thing that you think doesn't matter, your success may hang on the completion of that one thing. So as you act, check it off in your mind, and act and think. Combine the power of your mind with the power of your action, and always be cognizant that we are temporal beings. We are having a physical experience, but boys and girls, it doesn't last. We're candles, and our wick is burning. So there is a thinking stuff from which all things are made, and it's in which in an original state it penetrates, it permeates, and it fills the inner spaces of the universe. And a thought in that substance produces the thing that's imaged by the thought. And I, as a creative thinking being, can form things in my thoughts, and I can impress my thoughts upon formless substance. And by doing that, I can cause the thing I think about to be created. Now, in order to do that, I've got to pass entirely from the competitive to the creative plane. And by doing that, I form a clear mental picture of the things that I want. And I do with faith, purpose, and gratitude all that can be done each day, and doing each separate thing in an efficient manner. Now, this is the importance. Study for next week, the next 3 chapters, 13, 14, and 15, the impression of increase, being an advancing person, and always, always be in the material. Think about it, contemplate your life. Say, read, repeat, get emotional about your affirmation of yourself, the self you're creating. Subscribe and confirm. Just because you fill out the subscription doesn't mean you're on the list. You must look for the confirmation email, click on the confirmation link, then you will be added to the list. Act in a certain way. It's not just about thinking. Decide exactly what you want to be, do, and have. Determine the amount of money it's going to take. figure out different income streams, and take action daily to execute your plan. Join us, create multiple streams of passive income. Be on our Tuesday call. That is paramount, just as important as this one. And I want to again thank and commend the Wealth Creation Mastermind. Our actions together will change the world. Congratulations.